It's time for Growing Hope, the show determined to grow up hearts open to pursue the extraordinary. Because you are extraordinary! And now, it's your host, Kathryn Lang.
Hello there and welcome to Growing Hope. I am Kathryn Lang, your Hope Smith extraordinaire, and we are here to build a foundation of hope that will let us stand strong and bold even when the storms come, because things are going to happen. There's just no way around it. No matter how well you plan or how determined you may be, things outside your control, people, circumstances, weather, things are going to happen. So we have to build a foundation of hope that's going to keep us standing. Now, we've talked about choosing hope, and we've talked about finding hope in the hopeless moments. And this week, our focus is going to be on focus. How about that? Focusing on hope, creating that habit of hope that lets us keep that focus no matter what else is going on. So the first point is to be crystal clear, without a doubt, on what you want. The second point is to accept the past. It's happened. The third point is to evaluate the moment that you're in right now. The fourth thing is to give yourself a defined deadline. How long are you going to allow yourself to whine about the past or the moment? And the final thing is to have a rebuilding plan. So that's how we're going to focus on hope. When my son and I were out mowing one day, we had probably 10 acres that we kept mowed. And so we would mow together. And I ran over this ant bed. And when I came back around, the ants weren't on the edge of the bed screaming and crying or throwing a fit. They were already rebuilding the ant bed. They were focused on what they needed to do and not on what had happened. I think about that a lot as we're going through this rebuilding process in our lives. You know, when the tornado hit and tore through the house, and we were there in the midst of it, and I watched beams swinging towards my husband, and I watched the face of my family. It would have been easy to fall into despair when the insurance company wasn't moving as fast as we needed it to. It would have been easy to throw a fit. But my husband and I made a commitment to each other that we would not make any decisions out of fear or emotions, that we were going to be prayed up and we were going to step out in those prayers into the next phase of our lives, into this rebuilding process. And that determination, having that clear focus on what it is we wanted, we don't want what we want. We want to be in God's will. And believe me, I've already once said anywhere but here and ended up here. So now I'm just kind of leaving it open for God. When we define our focus, when we know where that goal line is, even when the storm comes, we can dust ourselves off and step back into the journey. So what is it that you have determined you are uniquely designed to do? Because ultimately, our focus that is going to grow up and be bold in this hope is going to start with our Heartseed, our unique design. What it is we were designed at the beginning of time to do, what was planted in you. You have a Heartseed. If you've not yet uncovered your Heartseed, I would love to connect with you and help you find that Heartseed. Because when you grow up your Heartseed, you develop a focus that isn't fazed by tornadoes or workmen showing up unexpectedly or a home inspection without notice or family home all of a sudden when you didn't expect family to be home. When you have the focus of your heart seed, then hope comes up because you know it. You have determined without a shadow of a doubt where you're going. So uncover your heart seed and you will begin to focus on hope. Thank you so much for joining me for today's Growing Hope. I am Kathryn Lang. Connect with me over at snarkyrainbows.com or on social media. I am the Kathryn C. Lang on Facebook and Kathryn C. Lang just about everywhere else. I look forward to hearing your stories, and I'm here to encourage you to unlock and walk out your heart seed. Until next time, remember, be blessed and be a blessing.
Thank you for joining us for Growing Hope with Kathryn Lang, where we are sharing hope, encouragement, and inspiration to do more. Visit www.kathrynlang.com to invite Kathryn to be part of your event or to share your own stories of possibility living. Until next time, remember that a seed of hope planted and nurtured will grow up into a world of possibilities.